Now, while we have spoken about autos, let's get an expert voice on that as well. And who better than Mr. Ashwin Patil of LKP Securities to throw some light on what he's making of these auto sales numbers. And Ashwin, now that we have you with us, also give us a hint of what you're expecting from M&M's earnings tomorrow. But before that, let's break down these auto sales numbers that we've seen. Mixed bag coming in largely in line for the likes of Eicher, M&M, Hyundai and Hero Moto. How are you reading these numbers? And if you have to compare it with the previous month, how does this month stack?
Well, for the month of April, I would say that the month was not a mixed bag, but it was quite positive for the autos. If you see, one should not compare it on March because March already has a high base, and the problems, the supply issues which were there because of the Middle East war, showed some impact on the sequential basis. But if you look at the YOY basis, the year-on-year basis, the numbers are quite strong. You take any company and they have done really very well, except for a few, like maybe like TVS. The growth has slightly softened. Similarly, if you talk about Maruti, but on the other hand, right, Maruti, they have bucked the trend of the decline on sequential basis, because all the other companies have shown decline on sequential basis, but Maruti has managed to put up a very strong set of numbers even on sequential basis. And I would, attribute this to the ongoing GST benefit, which has not yet faded, I would say, which we were expecting that at least from month of April it could fade, but it hasn't. So the small car segment has really performed for them. Also, the UVs, the vans, the LCVs, exports, etc., all have done fantastically well for Maruti. So keep aside Maruti at this point in time. But if you see other, like the tractor companies also, they have posted strong growth on a YOY basis. One should not look at sequential basis, as I said the reasons earlier. But on a YOY basis, also the tractor companies have performed really very well. Some sort of slight softening we can see on the two-wheeler side, but mainly on for TVS. But if you look at Hero MotoCorp, I mean the YOY growth is really stupendous. For Bajaj also, if you see, the exports are quite strong. The domestically, their story is getting continued. That a lot of competition is coming for them. But if you look at the on and on, if you see the auto numbers were not disappointing according to me. But now the real challenge is going forward for FY27, I would say.
And Ashwin, what do you make of the commentary that Maruti came out with as well? In fact, even post their earnings call, they suggested that inventory was at a low, at least on the retail side of things. What would you attribute that to? Extremely strong demand? Is that the read-through really? And the kind of move today, is that just a bit of catch-up, or is there more to go?
I would say yes, definitely. If you talk about inventories, it gives a real picture or the reflection of what is happening on the ground. So, the retail inventory gives the real story, not the dispatches which the company do to the dealers. So, that story is really very heartening for Maruti. I would say that, the growth that the company has observed today also, a combination of retail, wholesale, I would say the positivity. That the demand is really very strong. As I said earlier, for their lower car segment, the compact segment, and the Alto Wagoner segment. Those couple of segments are really doing good, even on the UV, and their recent launches of Victoris, etc., are really doing good. The e-Vitara is doing good. So, and also they are getting some sort of fillip from the rural markets, which are really, yet firmed up. So I would say that overall, and the CNG growth is also quite strong for Maruti despite all that issues in the Middle East. So I would definitely say that Maruti is on a strong wicket at this point in time.
Okay, Ashwin, while we have you with us, M&M earnings are tomorrow. Give us a sense of what you are building in terms of expectations. What can we expect to see from M&M's earnings this time?
Well, M&M will be reporting good set of earnings. I don't have numbers on my fingertips at this point in time, but I would say that the numbers would be coming good, but there will be some sort of pressure on the margins. On the top line, the company has taken certain price hikes Also, their product mix has been good. But if you look at the overall the product mix, I would say it will be mainly supported by the FES or the tractor volumes. So the tractor margins, I would say, more or less will be remaining steady, if not slight improvement. But on the SUV side, with the cost pressures, the RM basket has quite firmed up in this quarter. So I would say some sort of drop in margins for M&M. But on and on, it will be a good set of numbers. But definitely going forward, we have certain queries or concerns regarding the monsoon, because maybe like El Nino can get set in the second half of monsoon, and that can have a bearing on the FES sales. But as far as this particular quarter is concerned, I would say that the company would be reporting a decent set of numbers.
Ashwin, as a result of that tailwind that you're seeing in at least in the economy car vehicle kind of space, PV, like the Maruti and the like, what are the other second order impacts that one can see within the auto pack as a result of this? What would the other plays be within the auto anks which could likely benefit? Would the two-wheeler space also have such opportunities which one can participate in?
Well, definitely. I mean, since the GST impact has set in the month of September, if you look at the Q3 numbers, also the auto numbers as well as the ancillary numbers have performed really very well. I mean, you pick up any ancillary and they have actually really done really very well, I would say. And the impact of the sales has shown in their top line. Whatever ancillaries I track, let it be Belrise or Precol or Sansera or SJS or Endurance, all those companies have actually reported a good set of numbers in Q3. And I think that impact should continue in Q4 as well, considering strong demand and volume pickup that has happened in Q4. So margins, as far as the margins are concerned, that is anybody's guess, because the commodity costs have firmed up, and the OEMs will be, passing it on to the auto ancillaries up to some certain extent. So, most of the companies will be setting up a good set of numbers this quarter as well. But margins, as I said, will be a concern for the entire auto industry.
Okay, so we're going to be watching out on that margin front for the earnings across the board. But Ashwin, thank you so much for your time. It was a wonderful conversation. Thanks again.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, viewers, on that note, time to slip into a very short break.